Hi guys, welcome back to the Diet Doc Life Mastery Podcast. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Dr. Kori Propst. We're gonna finish up in the next 2 or 3 episodes talking about when things go wrong, chaos, pain, devastation, all the terminology that we've used. But Kori, you have some steps. You want to give people some tools to use, and one of them being gratitude, which is an interesting dichotomy to, hey, things are falling apart. Why would I need to be grateful in that moment?
Yeah, so we're wrapping this series up, but in no way does that mean that it's just kind of a quick and dirty and easy wrap up when pain and devastation and chaos occurs, right? I remember having it was probably the first conversation like over a video chat with you post accident, and just like in tears, but there were so many tears, Joe, related to how grateful I felt. Do you remember this conversation? And I can't remember exactly what you said, but you were kind of in awe about that sort of being my reaction at that point in my process. Maybe I'm making that up, but it felt like that to me from you.
You are making that up.
Maybe you should clarify where you were at
Joe, you said I was so awesome, and I think you said I was pretty too.
I definitely was not looking pretty at that point. I was pretty hideous, but yeah, so I remember feeling a sense of gratitude laying on the ground. Like, there are people here taking care of me, and how taken care of I felt in that moment. And just being conscious enough in that moment to recognize like how grateful I am that I have these people who care about me here. Throughout the process, there was this sort of very deliberate move towards gratitude, because it helped me to expand my view of the situation. Because it's very easy with pain, hardship, chaos, adversity, devastation for us to become very myopic and self-centered. Like, I'm in the center of this universe, and for us to just not see everything else around us, right? So and research actually shows this, that gratitude helps us expand our vision. And it's a very strong contributing factor towards the process of adaptation, which is so crucial to moving through in a positive way difficulty.
And I find it's almost essential. This is part of human nature, that to be grateful, to express gratitude, it works better if you have agency. So, one of the reasons why people say, oh, thank you, God, or thank you, like we can't just say thank you, like we have to be grateful to somebody. And what you just described in your moment of, hey, something bad just happened, I'm laying here on the ground, but at least I have these people around me. When I was in the 8th grade, football practice, I broke my leg, compound fracture, tibia and fibula like this. So when I heard the snap, I felt it, I knew something was wrong. I was laying on my back. I lifted up my leg, and I could just feel the lower half of my leg just dangling, just dangle. So in that moment, I mean, first of all, shock. And so I just couldn't even open my eyes, but I knew the coaches and the other players were around me. And so I literally just kind of laid back and let them take over. And there was that moment of, it's going to be okay. There are people here. I can just be grateful that they are here, and just let it happen.
And that right there, sometimes that's as far as the gratefulness needs to go to be beneficial to us in the moment. It doesn't need to be, I'm going to sit down with my journal and jot down 5 things that I'm grateful for and that are positive in my life and that are good and that I've accomplished. Like, it doesn't even need to go that far. It can just be, I'm in the presence of people who care about me. Like I am okay. In this present moment right now, I am okay. Yeah.
So let's say you are in a different type of pain. You're going through a horrible divorce, and there's going to be all kinds of carnage, just children and things like that, or financial loss. You're going bankrupt, or I mean, just all kinds of things could happen. But how do you get that person to just recenter on a point of gratitude?
Well, I think first we can't ignore all of that other stuff. At the same time, we can make it a lot worse than it actually is by the way in which we perceive it and think about it and the stories we tell around it. So I do think it takes a level of mindfulness first to say, this hurts. Like, there is carnage here. Other people are going to hurt and be in pain through this. I'm not the only one affected. My kids are going to feel things. It's going to take some time and some processing. It's going to require more effort and energy on my part to help them process this. It might require treatment or therapy. And at the same time, like, the very act of me thinking through how I can help them through this is an indicator that we're together. We still have each other. So it's almost like within the carnage and the stuff and the pain, like all of that emotion that's erupting up around it is because there's love and because there's connection and because there are people that I care about. I'm having this conversation with myself about the pain because there's all these other amazing things that are in my life also that, yes, are going to change, and that, yes, there's going to be some grief around, but they're there. So I think that's a positive first step that people can take, just to recognize that that intense emotion is something to be grateful for, because it has the potential to move us in a very positive, effortful, adaptive direction.
Yeah, so I made a little post yesterday with a John Locke quote.
I saw it, yeah.
Enlightenment philosopher, that which worries you masters you. And so, and I made the comment, when you go through pain and chaos and just anything that is going to be a super life-changing spot in your life, don't try and numb yourself from it. Don't distance yourself from it. Make sure you learn from it and feel it and deal with it. But at the same time, there's always the keep moving, keep looking forward, understand that there will be a better day. And that's what you're making me feel here, which is going through all of that. Just remember, you've got that one line, that one rope that you can hang on to, which can be gratitude, another tool in the toolbox to make sure you're at least bringing people back to that point that, here is how we're going to make it through this.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, Kori. Well, I know we got a couple more things that we want to end the series with, so I appreciate your help as always. And for you guys watching and listening, thank you very much. Don't forget that we are on other platforms. So I don't know if you're watching or listening on Apple or Spotify or YouTube or SoundCloud or Stitcher or our own website, but anything that makes it easier for you, feel free to drop in there, subscribe to those places, leave us a quick review, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks, guys.